We come to the word this evening. I'm just going to read a very short two passages from Hebrews chapter 13 and verses 5 and 6. And it reads, "Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do unto me." As we come tonight on this Friday night to pray for revival, sometimes it can be hard. It's good to be in the Zoom meetings, it's good to see everybody and be part of the meetings, but it can be difficult because we're not in church, and it can be hard to see how can we be useful. We're praying for revival. How can we be useful when we're stuck in our own homes? We can't get together. We can't go out into the open airs. We can't reach people the way that we would like to reach people. Some of you saw the video that was posted up on YouTube and in the WhatsApp group of a pastor over in Northern Ireland who was very ill with the coronavirus, and was hospitalised, and in hospital was very, very ill. And as he seemed to be getting worse. As some of you have already seen the video, it seemed to be getting worse. He really feared that he was going to end up in a ventilator. And he prayed to the Lord, and he asked the Lord, Lord, could you just send somebody or do something to encourage me at this time? And as he explains, in the isolation, no one can come. No other pastors can come. No friends can come. No family can come to encourage him. And as he lay in that hospital bed, in came a cleaner. And as that cleaner came into the ward and started to speak to him, started just to encourage him, just in general ways to hold on and how he was keeping, they started to speak and chat. And the cleaner went on to say that he'd been a missionary in Nigeria for 14 years. And he'd led many people to Christ. And this encouraged the minister, this encouraged this pastor. And as the cleaner left, he said, can I pray for you? And he said, yes, please. And he prayed that the Lord would save his life, that the Lord would sustain him, the Lord would continue to use him for Christ. And what that pastor was saying was that how, when nobody could get to him, when nobody could reach him, God sent a cleaner. God sent somebody. And we saw in that, as I watched that earlier on this week, it really spoke to me how God can use us when we feel that who can we reach? How can we be useful? We may be at home, but there's still, perhaps if your house is like mine, delivery still coming to the door. There's still an opportunity, although there's social distancing, there's still people who come to deliver things to the door. If you're out shopping, you might be standing in a queue of people for quite some time, and conversations might strike up, as our brother John was telling us just last week of how he was standing in the queue and he was able to speak to that woman. I think her husband's name was Rab, and how they spoke, and John was able to tell that woman that we would pray for him in the prayer meeting, and that encouraged that woman. And we see that even in these times, there's still an opportunity to speak to people. We might be in our gardens more than we normally are. We might see our neighbours that we hardly ever see, and there's an opportunity, still an opportunity to share the gospel, still an opportunity to be useful for God. And it reminded me in 2 Kings chapter 5 of the story of Naaman and the little maid. This is a story that I tell very often in the open air, about how Naaman had everything, how Naaman had a great job. He was a captain of a mighty army. He'd clearly worked his way up through the ranks of that army to be the captain. A good social life. He counted the king of Syria as one of his friends, and a good family. And in that story, he had everything that this world had to offer. But as we know in the story, he had leprosy. And because of that, his life was going to end. And because of leprosy, he was going to have to be isolated from his friends, his family, from everybody. And we see that for many people today in this world, and we're praying for revival tonight, they seem to have everything. They may have good jobs, they may have a good family, they may have good friends. They're out usually on a Friday night, they're out with their friends, they're out on a Saturday night, we see them in the open air. They're out enjoying themselves, works night outs, birthdays, just out enjoying themselves. But here we see that because of this situation, all of these things have been removed. can't go out, can't even go to work. They've been isolated. And just as in that situation, Naaman was open. And we're praying tonight that as people all around this world are sitting in their homes as we are tonight, that they would cry out to God, they would look to God. You know, we see, as I say, there was that little maid, and she spoke to Naaman's wife and said, if he could only get to Samaria and he could get to the prophet, he would be healed. And we see the confidence in this little girl. The confidence, she's never said he might be healed or there's a possibility. She said he would be healed. She had complete confidence in what God can do. And we see that she herself was in a difficult situation. She herself had been taken from her home to be in this place as a servant. But you know, she wasn't sitting in that situation thinking, well, God hasn't done much for me. God hasn't looked after me. She was confident and she still had faith in her God. And as we sit in our homes tonight, you know, perhaps as we sit in our homes tonight, there is that feeling that we might be down. We might be, even in the meeting tonight, we might feel a little bit down. We might not feel so good. And we might think, I don't think I'll pray. I don't think I'll pray. And that reminded me of something that Irene had mentioned in her prayer on Wednesday night. And she mentioned that we're all in the same boat. You know, and as she mentioned that, I thought of Jonah. You know, there was that story of Jonah. And we're all in the same boat. You know, everybody in your street's in the same situation. Everybody in the whole country is in the same situation. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you're famous, if you're a celebrity. Everybody's in the same situation as we are tonight. You can't go out. You can't do the things you once did. We're all in the same situation. And everybody in that boat with Jonah was faced with the same situation. They were in the midst of this storm. And they realised that they had to do something. And we know in the story they all started to pray. They started to pray to their own gods. And they came to Jonah. And they said, listen up, wake up, pray to your God. You know, Jonah was unhappy with God. That's why he was in the boat. He'd run away from God. You know, he didn't feel much like praying. And perhaps we've had a difficult day. Perhaps we've struggled and we think, I don't think I'll pray tonight. You know, everybody's praying for revival. There's a panic in the nation, but you know, I don't think it's for me tonight. You know, we've just got to remember that little maid. She never just sat there unhappy about her situation. She was able and willing to speak up, and how God used that little girl to heal Naaman. And here we see all these thousands of years later, we still know her. We know her in this story, how she's recorded in history. She's recorded in the Word of God because of her faith and because of how she spoke out for God. And that should remind us tonight, as we pray for revival, that God can move. And we pray that God would move. And while we pray for a national revival, while we pray for the situation in our nation, considering the virus, you know, something else towards the end of that pastor's testimony, he spoke about how after the cleaner had prayed for him, he started to feel better. And as he felt better, he had a real desire for prawn cocktail crisps and a can of Coke. And he prayed to God and he said, God, Lord, could you get me prawn cocktail crisps and a can of Coke? The next morning, the cleaner came and passed a bag into him. And in that bag were 2 oranges, a can of Coke, and a packet of prawn cocktail crisps. And he just thanked God. And the cleaner said, God told me to get you this. And what he was so amazed was that God is a God who hears personally, who hears our prayers. You know, and we can testify today because I can see my screen Alex Short, who we prayed for today, who when we prayed, God heard our personal prayers for our brother Alec, and he's at home tonight. And even for our sister Selena, who hadn't been well. And we see that while we pray for a national revival, we can also pray personally. And God hears our individual prayers. God hears our prayers tonight. God knows what we're praying for. God knows our individual situations. It might be something we don't pray for in the meeting tonight, but it's something that's affecting us. Well, our God knows, and our God cares. And that should encourage us to pray. Pray for our families. You know, we're all sitting in our homes tonight, And in our homes tonight are people that we love who at this particular time don't know the Lord. And we can pray for them, that God would speak to them at this time. You know, this is a time that we're, as I say, we're all in the same situation. All of our families in the same situation. But we pray that through maybe they hear the meetings, they hear the prayers of God's people, that God would speak to them. And that they would cry out to God. And they would see that we believe God. And then we've got a confidence in our God, just like the little maid, we've a confidence that God is in control. And if you can get to God tonight, then you will be saved. Your life will be changed. So that's what we pray for. We've got a God who hears us on a national level, and a God who hears us on a very personal level. So as we come to pray tonight, let us have faith. Let us believe. Let us see what God has done. Let us give thanks tonight for answers to prayer. For our brother Alec being here tonight. For our sister Selena. May that encourage our prayers tonight as we pray.